Hello, everybody. I am so very excited to be bringing the very special Amy today to interview because Amy, for me, is a woman who literally transformed her marriage with the tools that she learned from Soulmates Forever, my advanced program for women in relationships. And I feel like it's very powerful when a woman, a real life example, comes before us and shares her struggles and shares how she overcame them. Because if she can do it, if Amy can do it, then I believe it's an inspiration that we can all do it, that you can do it too. So, Amy, thank you for taking the time out. You're at work and you're doing this for us, so I am so very grateful. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Yes, it's my pleasure.
Thank you. And Amy, I'd like to start by asking you, when you first found me, what did your marriage or what did your relationship look like?
Well, when I first found you, it's because I thought I was going to be dating again after being with my husband for nearly 20 years, because we were finished. We had talked about him moving out and getting an apartment. It was done. Basically, we were already discussing the financials and breaking up bank accounts, and it was pretty much dust in the wind at that point. So I found you, and I thought, well, this is perfect because I haven't been in the dating world for many years, and I don't even know what it means to date anymore. And I hadn't worn my wedding ring for nearly 4 years. Wow. So that's how long I had decided, at this point now I'm ready to start dating because I've been living with a roommate, not a husband. Wow. So that's where my marriage was at. It was done. It was severed.
Wow.
It's still living together, but severed.
Amazing. Amazing to just know that you found me for dating. I mean, that's how much you had given up on your relationship, right?
Yes. Yes. So I was ready to be out there, and I was ready to be in the dating realm, treated like a diva, as you say, and I was lonely where I was at. And so that's the step I was moving towards.
So if I get it right, you had no hope for your marriage.
No, I didn't. I've tried and tried and tried and begged and asked and cried and pleaded, and I just felt like he didn't know how to love me was the problem. He's always been a good man. He's always been good to me. I just felt like we weren't connecting in the way I needed. I didn't feel nurtured. So I didn't think there was any way that it would be fixed. And that's kind of where I was at.
Amazing. I just really want to, I'm sorry, I'm just carrying on with the same thing, but I feel this is so important that women listen to this because I think sometimes women they don't trust going to an expert. They think they know I have done everything, I have tried everything, and I don't think anything can help me or anyone can help me.
I went to therapy by myself, thinking that maybe it was something I needed to internally fix. And that made it 1,000 times worse. So I didn't have any hope for that to even be an option, which is so ironic with how you have stepped in and slowly, completely changed the game. Mm-hmm. So I thought you were going to help me find somebody, but you did. You helped me find my marriage again. Aww. So, yeah, I think that was very big.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. And I just want to say for everybody who's watching, coaching is very different from therapy in the sense that therapy is all about, we talk and we go in circles and sometimes that is needed. Sometimes, of course, I have full respect for the profession and, sometimes we just need to be heard and we need to vent and we need someone to ask us the right questions. But coaching is very different because coaching is about we're results oriented and we say, okay, our goal is to save your marriage. Our goal is to bring your husband back into this marriage, or our goal is to take personal responsibility for ourselves and see how we can do things differently in this relationship so that we get the results we want. And if we don't get the results we want, then he's not the man for us. But first, it's our responsibility to do the right thing as a woman should be doing in the relationship. So coaching is very forward moving. Coaching is very results oriented. And many women I work with, they often come and tell me, I've done therapy for years and I didn't move forward as much as I have moved with your work in 2 months, something like that. Right? And this is because the tools I teach are very fundamental attraction tools. And if a woman does them right, men just turn around and become different men in the relationship. Okay, Amy,
Absolutely.
So thank you so much. That was very powerful that you came to me looking for dating advice and ended up finding your husband and his love back in your marriage. Okay, now, how does your relationship look now with your man?
Say that one more time. I'm losing sound.
How does your relationship look right now with your man?
Night and day. I'm moving my computer because it's kind of heating up. Okay, it's night and day. Let's just say right before I got onto this, I got a text message from him, and he said, "I want you to walk around today knowing that I love you more than anything in this world." And he sends me those things often. He'll call me just to tell me he loves me, or to tell me he's thinking about me, or to tell me to get ready because after work we're going to go on a date. It's night and day. In fact, it's more powerful now than when we met 20 years ago. Extremely powerful. It's just the connection is very strong. The desire is strong. The love, the emotion, the friendship. Just the well-rounded circle of everything that's supposed to be there is super strong.
Wow. Oh, you're giving me the shivers. I think...
Yes, so I would say that right now, if people saw us, they would probably think we were in the dating phase, you just started dating phase, because we're silly, we're giggly, we're goofy, we laugh and giggle and joke, and it's like being teenagers.
Right. Do you have a lot of background noise, coming?
I'm losing sound again.
Do you have background noise? I hear a lot of background noise.
There you are. No, I don't. Here, let me move my computer. Okay, how's that? Is that better?
Yeah, right now it's okay. It just pops in. Okay, yeah, technology screws us all the time, so no worries. Okay, so how wonderful. I am so getting goosebumps just listening to you talk, that it's been, like, I wouldn't believe that you've been married like 20 years, or 21 probably.
This month.
Yeah.
Yes, 18 years this month, together for almost 21.
Unbelievable. So Amy, what was, if there was one breakthrough? I know you had many breakthroughs on the program, and you were a very active learner, and I still remember the time you were on the Wunder Divas group, and I said, Amy, you should do this, and you were like, no, my marriage is over. And I was like, well, it's just so much money, and maybe it's worth it to just give it a try, and then you would know. And I still remember you writing the word there, Sami, I am feeling resistant, but I will go ahead and do it anyway.
Yes, and in fact, I was very resistant, and I said to you, I'm done. This marriage is over. We still had a very strong friendship bond, and we had decided that in order to save the friendship and salvage that it was best to break ties. So I said to you, is this worth it? Be honest with me, because I don't want to spend the money if it's not going to help me with what my necessities are at this time. And you did encourage me and say, if it doesn't work for you, at least you know you've tried everything, and he's just not the man for you. And I thought, okay, that's fantastic, and I can also use this with the next person. Right. So that's kind of where I thought, you know what, it's great tools for me to have for later, because I am, getting older in my mind as far as in the 40s, and I was ready to find somebody to settle down with, so I thought, let's do it, and I did jump in. And gosh, I had so many breakthroughs. So it's really, really hard for me to narrow it down to what specifically. I would say number one, you really taught me to fall in love with myself. So I started dating myself. Like you said, I started dating myself and nurturing myself and putting me first, which as a wife and a mother to teenagers, that doesn't happen very often. And I took a step back, and everybody took a minute to say, Mom, you're not doing this, or why aren't you doing my laundry? And I said, well, Mama's got to love Mama too. So it took a little bit of time for everybody to adjust, but everybody, not just my husband and myself, but everybody has adjusted. So, and I continue to fall in love with myself all the time. I speak kindly to myself. I don't put myself down. I listen to my affirmations daily. Thank you, Sami. And my other breakthrough, so one of my biggest, hugest, it's probably the largest thing that was my hitch with this, with my marriage, was I had massive resentment. Massive. A lot of resentment. And one of your classes taught that we taught them their behavior. And that was a light bulb for me. I thought to myself, I'm angry with him for something that I taught him. So when I heard that session and when I listened to the call, it was just my biggest wake-up moment. And I thought, if I taught him, I can teach him something new. I can show him that this is what I'm looking for now. And if he can adjust to that, fantastic. If not, then I will find somebody who can give me what I'm looking for. Wow. And so I did. And it was immediately, I changed my dynamics, I changed my thinking, I changed everything, because if you remember, it was over. I felt I had nothing to lose. So I did it. I said, this, I only got one shot at this life. So I'm going to do what I want. And I did. And immediately everything changed. In my whole world. Not just my marriage, but with my family, with my business, with myself, with my friendships. So it was an immediate change, and it was fantastic and amazing.
Wow, this is so powerful. So what was the hardest part about this work? Because, a lot of women, let's just take one part about this work where I teach women, to create space in the relationship and not constantly bombard him with texts and calls and, lean forward all the time. It's also something I teach in the Reignite His Love for You teleclass. Was that hard for you, leaning back?
It still is sometimes. I run my own business. I am a very, how can I put it? I'm very self-sufficient. I am, and from a very, very young age, I had to learn to take care of myself. So it was all I really knew, is to handle everything, do everything, initiate everything. I'm, the negotiator. I'm all of it. So that's all I knew. And so, yes, to learn how to lean back a little bit at first was uncomfortable. And I even thought, it feels like a game. It's really not. It's really not a game at all. It's just shifting your thinking. It's shifting your dynamic, your energy. And I feel like it's amazing to feel the polar opposite of something I didn't even know was so valuable in life. And now I just want to scream it to the rooftops and tell everybody, you need to know this. You need to feel this. You need to have this shift. And I do lean back. And I do, even in my marriage, unless it's something that I really need to say, I never initiate contact first. He contacts me in the morning. He'll send me texts. He does the phone calls. He sets up the dates. He does all of that. He does his own laundry. So, there's just, I think the leaning back, it's becoming very much more comfortable, very much more familiar. And every now and then I find myself having to check it. And it's funny because when I do become in my masculine, I see his dynamics shift. And I think to myself, oh, you better simmer down and get back into your feminine. And as soon as I do, it's back to the even flow. So I think that the leaning back is amazing. And it even makes you feel more amazing and feminine and diva-like. So, and the funny thing is, like you said, it just attracts, if I was single, I would be doing okay. Because I get attention, I get comments, people talk to me. And my husband sees all of this, and he's thankfully not a jealous man, and he takes it as quite a compliment. But everywhere I go, people stop me, talk to me, compliment me. They pop up out of the woodwork. Ex-boyfriends have popped up out of the woodwork. So I just kind of walk around with my little head held high, like, if this doesn't work, I'm going to be okay. But I don't have any doubt that I won't be with this man forever.
Oh my God, this is so powerful. And what would be your message to the women who don't want to believe that leaning back works? So like in that moment when you feel that urgency to lean forward, your mind makes up 200 reasons why you should not be leaning back. So I appear disinterested. He may lose interest in me. He may think that I don't care about him. He may think I never initiate conversation. He may think I'm boring. He may think this doesn't mean anything to me. Just 2 or 1 text cannot do any harm, etc., etc. Of course, if you're in a 20-year marriage, 1 text truly cannot do any harm. But in the beginning of relationships, or where relationships are a bit rocky, that 1 text can do a lot of harm, right?
Yes.
Where you're supposed to be giving the man the space. So I'm sure you also dealt with all those thoughts coming in your head, once in a while, all those fears, oh my God, like I can't do this. How did you manage that?
Well, first of all, I thought that my husband was more of a feminine man, because he has always asked me to do everything. He's always asked me, I say ask me, but that's because in the beginning I initially started taking care of handling everything, because I believed that taking care of him meant doing everything for him. I was a stay-at-home mom, so I thought I had to do everything. It turned out he's not a feminine man, he's a masculine man. It's just that I taught him otherwise. So it's hard to say. All I can say is that leaning back, and it's the way to go. There's no other ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is the way to go. In fact, he has made comment that he loves the chase. So, yes, he says, I love the chase. I love hunting you. I love always making sure that you're mine. Hanging on to you. His words to me were, I'm going to make you fall in love with me again. I want you to fall in love with me again. And it happened. It happened, and I think it's because of this. It's because of Soulmates Forever. It's because of my affirmations. I bought your book, Clara, that book. I've done all of that. I put the work into progress. I trusted the process. I trusted it, because honestly, it was my last hope. It was my last hope. He's always been my best friend, like I said. So losing him and what I thought the picture was supposed to look like was devastating to me. But I had the picture wrong in my mind. I didn't realize that I painted the wrong picture, and so I trusted what you were saying, and I did it. And so I think initiating, texting first, trying to nurture, trying to mother, doing all of these things is completely sabotage.
Again, another brilliant point, trusting the process, because if we don't trust the expert process, what choice do we have? Right? Like you have the choice of keep doing what you've always been doing, and that's clearly not working, or giving you the results you want. And then you come in and you resist trusting the expert process. And this is not said in judgment, but many, many women suffer from this because I think they miss the part about if you lean back and if you stay in this happy diva energy where you're loving yourself and nurturing yourself and having a full life, and yet the man doesn't move towards you, then he's not the man for you. It's not that the process is not working, right? So it's very easy for women when they are intoxicated with the wrong guy or the wrong man for them, or they're in a toxic relationship and they want to change it with Soulmates Forever. They don't understand that the program is not meant to change a toxic dynamic. It cannot change your dynamic with a man who's not meant for you, who's not the right man for you.
Right. No attention is better than bad attention in my mind. I don't want to spend this one precious life I have begging for somebody to love me the way I want them to love me. So if you can't, then you need to sit down and let me go find someone else. I am worthy of that. I am very worthy of that. Every woman is very worthy of that. And so if you have to ask a man to love you and beg him for your attention, for his attention, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And trust me when I say to you, falling in love with yourself takes all of that away. If you take the time to love yourself and date yourself and exercise and eat the way you want to and go out and take yourself out for a piece of cake, or I go on many vacations. I went on many vacations by myself. I'm telling you, none of that matters if the man doesn't give you attention. I have the mentality now that even to my husband, if he's not the guy, if he can't love me, if he doesn't see what this gift, that's okay. Move aside. Because I love me enough to let somebody love me the way I love me.
Amazing.
And so that's how I feel.
Amazing. And I think this is such a brilliant example because this is exactly the kind of marriage and relationship I have with my husband. So it really pumps up my heart to see a woman also live this way because it's not selfish, it's not bitchy. Men like such women, and this is a message I constantly repeat, that if you focus on yourself and if you're amazing to yourself, your man loves you for that. So please do yourself a favor and do this for yourself and him and your man, because he finds you very, very attractive when you're being like this. Right?
Oh, he doesn't refer to me as, and this is new, and it's only started within maybe the last few months. He used to call me baby, and now it's beautiful. Good morning, beautiful. Hello, beautiful. Last night we were sitting watching the television. I had just come in from a walk with my girlfriend, and I sat down, and I was kind of sweaty, and my hair was frizzy, and, you know, I plunkered down into the sofa, because it was so hot, and he looks over at me, and he said, "But you look beautiful." So he always is seeing me in this light. And that's not me, that's just me loving myself. And I think that the energy that I'm throwing out is the energy he's receiving and also giving back to me.
Oh, love it. Oh, this is so beautiful. What a transformation story. You know, you could be a case study. Really. It's a complete turnaround within months. Within months, we did Soulmates Forever, November 2016. That's when the program started. And where are we now? Early 2017?
Yes. And it was while I was doing Soulmates Forever that all of this happened. So I had bought the affirmations before that, and I was already listening to those, so things started to shift within me before I started Soulmates Forever. But Soulmates Forever just sparked it and magnified it, completely magnified it. So I can't say enough about any of your tools that I have purchased and used. They have been nothing but amazing.
Oh, thank you, Amy. So for everybody who's watching and wants to turn around the way they relate with their man, they could be women who are in the early phases of dating and sort of in the boyfriend-girlfriend stage where the attention is starting to fizzle out. Or maybe they are married for years and things are not working out. Would you recommend them Soulmates Forever? Was it worthy of the investment?
100,000%, yes. Yes, it is worth every penny. It is worth, if you have to scrimp and save and cut back on your Starbucks and, do something where you need to save the money to do it, or even if you're just questioning whether you should spend the money, 100% spend the money. Because I can tell you, it's not that it just saved my marriage, it saved me. It saved me, and that is the value in this. Of course, the marriage is the icing on the cake and the cherry on top, but it saved me. And so I think that in all of my relationships, it's helped. In every relationship I've had, in my whole life, even with my children. So I can't say enough about the program. I have written you, letter after letter saying, line after line saying, you have changed my life, you have changed my world. I still love tuning into the forum online and reading the ladies' comments, and I chime in now and then, and because it keeps me on my toes, it keeps me in front of what's happening, it reminds me to constantly stay in my feminine and to just be everything that you had taught.
Oh, Amy, I almost have tears in my eyes right now. Thank you. Thank you for this open-hearted appreciation. And of course, I still have goosebumps just listening to this amazing story and knowing that somewhere in the world, my work has made such a difference to an individual's life. It's so precious to me.
Immensely. I can't even express to you, there's not even words to say to you what has changed in my life. All I can be is the living proof. Of course, it's not 100% perfect all of the time, but I recognize when something's shifting, or I recognize at this time now when I need to step back, or when I need to step forward or to the side, and I do that. So it's not sunshine and roses all of the time, probably 99% of the time. But now when there is something that needs to be addressed, or when I'm feeling like sad or uncomfortable, I know how to handle that.
Handle it, yeah.
I know the dialogues to have. I know the way I need to behave and what I need to do. And it shifts on its own. I don't really even have to do much.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, we're not going for perfection here. I think perfection is a bad goal to have. I mean, my husband adores, yeah, and my husband adores me, but it's not that I'm always happy with him, or we're just like so perfect and so glued. No, it's not like that. It's wonderful and I'm adored, but of course, relationships are relationships. When two people live together, things happen, and what you need to do is know how to handle it in the diva way, in the Soulmates Forever way. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, Amy, this has been so powerful and so amazing, and just thank you for sharing your story with everybody who's watching. I'm sure you are inspiring right now thousands, and maybe, in a year's time, hundreds and thousands of women with this. So thank you for sharing this, and more than anything, thank you for being a living proof of this work. Thank you for being a living proof that this works, and just keep doing that. Just be that living proof, and that already makes me gain 10 kgs of weight with happiness.
Absolutely. In fact, I feel like I'm walking around in a dream all of the time.
Wow.
It's like being on cloud 9. It feels amazing to be loved so powerfully.
Yeah.
And by a man who's been loving me for many years. And for this just to completely shift in this realm and this dynamic, it's just undescribable. So I truly hope I inspire people to step forward and to take this program and to run with it. And dive in. It's uncomfortable. Some of the stuff is hard for a second. But once you do it, it's like natural. This is the way it's supposed to be. So please, if you're thinking about doing it, do it.
I know it's again, I'm sorry, we're going to finish here, but I just have to repeat what you say that at first it feels hard, but then it becomes easy because that's the way it's supposed to be. And that's how we women are born. We're born with this diva energy. We're born with this feminine power. We just forget it on the way. And
Yes.
and it's all about reconnecting with that power again and having the tools to help you do that effectively and fast. All right, Amy, thank you so very much. This was
Absolutely.
absolutely amazing.